congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs for making it back to another Super Bowl, their 4th in 5 years. They're going for another back-to-back opportunity. Last year they beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Now they have a chance to go up against the 49ers in a Super Bowl. I believe it was 54 rematch back in 2019 when Jimmy G was the quarterback of the 49ers. This time it'll be Brock Purdy, which we'll get into next week after that when we make our picks. But Mahomes played pretty well, and Travis Kelce had a phenomenal game. He now broke the record for most playoff receptions in a career, passing Jerry Rice. And when you pass up Jerry Rice in any sort of record, that's incredibly impressive. Mahomes had 241 passing yards and also a passing touchdown. And the Chiefs, that once again, I mentioned last week, they played a complete game, defense, offense, special teams. This one may have been the better of the two. The offense wasn't, on point. They were in the first half, moving up and down the field on a great Ravens defense. Second half, Ravens defense showed up and shut them down. But the defense of the Chiefs shutting down this incredible offense, this dynamic offense, making Lamar Jackson look as he has in the past, pedestrian in the playoffs. It was a phenomenal performance for the Chiefs in totality. I want to know, what was your takeaway from the Chiefs' win over the Baltimore Ravens?
Well, the Chiefs, I said this in the prior show, the Chiefs have the heart of a champion, right? They're the defending Super Bowl champion. They had some challenges throughout the year. They didn't look like they were going to be able to make it to the Super Bowl. We even said we didn't think they would, right? We didn't have them ranked up there as the number 1 or 2 team.
We said they'd be one and done.
Yeah, right. We thought they would be one and done. And they performed. And in this game, the championship game, they played like champions. And their 3 big players, Mahomes, Kelce, and Chris Jones, had outstanding games, right? And they had a game plan that frustrated Lamar Jackson and frustrated that offense, had them making mistakes. And they had a defensive plan. They had an offensive plan that scored enough points to win the game. Not a lot, 17. That's kind of low for the Chiefs. You expect them to do better than that generally, but they were going up against a great defense. I think they were well prepared for the game. I think that their 3 big players came up big, and we're talking about just the Chiefs now. When we get to the Ravens, I got some other comments I want to make, but I would say they had the game plan that was a winning game plan, and their players that they count on most came up big, and that's why they won the game.
Yeah, no, it was incredibly impressive. That's why I mentioned that it was sort of a really complete game. And for the second time in a row, the Chiefs did a phenomenal job on both sides of the ball. The most important thing I think we have to take a look at this game with on the Chiefs' defensive side, I don't know if exactly how long it will work, but what both teams in the playoffs have done against the Baltimore Ravens, it's blitzed the hell out of them. Make Lamar Jackson have quick decisions. Have him try to figure it out pre-snap, figure it out on a fly. And the Chiefs' defense disrupted Lamar so much so that he was sitting in the pocket. He looked like Justin Fields out there, just holding on to the ball, trying to make plays, and he couldn't. So that on the defensive side of the ball, it was a phenomenal performance all around. L'Jarius Sneed making big plays. Justin Reed had a couple phenomenal plays. McDuffie also had a couple pass breakups in this one. He played great. And capitalizing on Lamar's faulty play, they had that triple coverage interception that Lamar should have never thrown in his entire career. Travis Kelce, what was he, 6 for... how many receptions did he have in the first half? Was it, what? I want to say 8?
7 or 8.
Yeah, no, it was insane. He finished the day 11 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. He was great. He, by the way, 11 targets, 11 catches. So they were clicking on a whole different level. And right now, what Travis Kelce reminds me of this season is exactly the 2018 Gronk. Gronk looked banged up, bruised, not as effective as he was in his prime Gronk years throughout the entire regular season. But what do we see in the playoffs? Big third down catches against the Chiefs. We saw him in the Super Bowl have that beautiful long completion all the way down to like the 1 or 2 yard line in the Super Bowl, making the big plays when it matters. And we've seen that from Travis Kelce in the playoffs so far. We've seen him come up big, right? He was hobbling, wobbling. He didn't have a touchdown since, I believe, was it week 11, they said, before the previous week's game against the Buffalo Bills. Now all of a sudden he's catching touchdowns, catching a bunch of passes, making big time plays. Isaiah Pacheco, I got to give credit. The yards per attempt were not great. It was 2.8. He had 24 carries, 68 yards. He did have a touchdown though. But it's the way he was being used, the third and shorts, second and shorts, getting the first downs. He was a crucial part of this game. And then Mahomes, we already know the back-breaking scrambles he had. His legs got taken out from under him, still making a completion to Travis Kelce over the side. 4th down completions early in the game. Crucial 3rd downs thrown to Travis Kelce. Mahomes had an effective game. Like I said, I thought the game needed to be on Mahomes' shoulders, and in the first half, that's exactly what was happening. He completed, his first 9 or 10 passes in a row, most of them to Travis Kelce. So exactly in the first half, what I said the Chiefs should do, they weren't gaudy numbers. I thought 350 yards and a couple touchdowns, but it was more of the effectiveness. It wasn't trying to make the big play. And since Tyreek Hill left, the Chiefs haven't been able to make those 75-yard touchdown plays, but they've just been able to pick you to pieces, and that's exactly what Brady and the Patriots used to do, was just pick you to pieces, go dink and dunk, first down, 5-yard gain, 6-yard gain, 3-yard gain, just keep the ball moving, keep the chains moving, and that's exactly what the Chiefs have done. And what's crazy about this is, we've already seen this before, just in a different way. Like I said, this is their 4th Super Bowl appearance in 5 years. And I saw this analogy where the gist of it is, basically, it's like your drive to work. You know one way to get there. But what if, let's say, a road is blocked off? You got to take another way to get there. But the destination remains the same, and that's kind of with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, right? It was the big play, gaudy numbers, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 350 yards. Tyreek Hill leaves. It's like the road being closed. So what do? They go shorter passes, pick you to pieces, make the small plays count more. What about this season? They have no receivers, really. Drop issues. And by the way, Kadarius Toney, again, inactive. Don't know what's going on there. He was on social media saying that they're making up his injury stories or whatever. So, but this season, no receivers, drop issues. The running game.
They've been better, though, in recent weeks,
they have,
right?
absolutely.
And Rice has stepped up.
Big time.
He's a rookie. He's had some good games there, and Kelce has been unbelievable.
Right. But this season, no receivers. The running game picked up. The defense has been its best.
Pacheco, I didn't mention him before. Yeah. He's a special player as well.
Absolutely. But this is a version of the Chiefs we've never seen. Now, people could talk about, oh my God, this is the hardest pathway to the Super Bowl in NFL. No, I'm going to say no to that. And this is going to sound weird, and it's going to sound, oh my God, Tom Brady in 2020. That was the hardest route to the Super Bowl in a very, very long time. You're going through Aaron Rodgers and a top 10 defense. You're going through Drew Brees and a top 5 defense. And then you went up against the Commanders, who had the number 2 defense in the league. Then you go up against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. That, I would say, is probably the hardest pathway, just based on you're playing 3 top 10 defenses in what people are calling the greatest quarterback of all time right now. So, you could argue, hardest pathway, but this version of the Chiefs we've never seen. And it's the same result. Another Super Bowl appearance. And the only time they didn't make it was when Mahomes played poorly against the Bengals, which is crazily enough, the last time Mahomes threw an interception in the playoffs was against the Bengals back in 2021. So this is going to be a very, very fascinating Super Bowl. We're going to see a rematch of back in 2019. I think it's going to be... Now, for me, thinking about the story of it, I'd prefer the Lions to be in there. But based on the 2 best teams who played the best when it matters, this should be the matchup.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So it was incredibly impressive. I want to move on now to the Baltimore Ravens side of this. Because
I have one more comment
Sure.
on the Chiefs. Do you think if Kelce has an outstanding game in the Super Bowl,
what are you going to ask me?
that he will surpass Gronk?
Oh no!
In terms of his the way you think about tight ends and their careers and their legacies.
No,
you don't think so?
Because the position of a tight end is too quick, too mobile, and a better pass catcher than an offensive lineman, and too big to be a receiver. You're like blocking is a vital asset to be a tight end. That's why Gronk wasn't a receiver. That's why Tony Gonzalez wasn't a receiver. He was too big, and the blocking is a part of the tight end position.
So you think that Gronk's blocking, when you look at the total package of a tight end,
total package of the tight end, Gronk had a better total package. Yes,
he's a better total package than Kelce for his career.
I think people could see Travis Kelce as much more of a receiver than he is a tight end.
I see.
So for me, no, I would say Travis Kelce is a great player, phenomenal player, Hall of Fame player, just not the best tight end because he doesn't block very well. Gronk has that feature to his game that Travis Kelce doesn't have at the same level. So for me, Gronk is still the greatest tight end of all time. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.